Hello everybody. What a treat. I've recognised that cylinder head work isn't interesting, especially not when you're trying to film it. It takes a long time and it's not interesting, so compressing that into any sort of entertainment is pretty bad. So I thought I'd bring along some bits that I bought recently and that have arrived, most of which is from Jesse's Streeter, apart from paraffin for the head, so we'll get to that. Look at this chopping board. This will become clear. I had to make something for someone, not to do with my car but still skyliney. So whilst I was not making the normal videos, I'm kind of trying to make this video that's nice rather than this stuff, like a nice video. So that's part of it. That'll be out, I don't know, give me a couple of weeks and that'll be out. And I also got some scalpel blades. Look, got ID'd for that on my own front door. I haven't got everything down here. I got an oil pump as well. I cancelled that Nitto oil pump, but I got a Nitto collar, and then I ordered a Reinert Group A pump. If I can get Group A stuff, I'd rather just run it. So there's a few reasons behind it, but that's the main one. And then what else? What else have I got not here, but I got? Oh, head gasket. Something else I think. I got some mirrors, look. So they're Garage Defend Group A ones. I thought they'd be carbon for the sake of carbon, rather than light carbon, but they're like 250 grams each. 270 if you're really on it. Good, huh? I really like them. I thought I didn't know how good they'd be, because they're all over kind of Yahoo Auctions Japan. Don't know, get those if you like them. I got, this is cool. So I got a horn. If you know about that, then you know about that. It's to go in the wheel that was in the car before. It's been kind of in a cupboard for quite a while. But she's a minter. I got them before they kind of went up to silly money. I think they're like, I don't know, they're a lot now, more than you'd want to spend on one. Luckily I got there before everyone else. I just used to run it as is before, but now thought we're going to this trouble. One of those came up just by itself. It was probably more than I should have paid for it, but I've got it now. And then these last bits, these are really cool. It's going to have twins on it, it's going to have a Group A engine in it. And the exhaust, as most people should know, is pretty simple. It's just two pipes out the side. But the difficult bit is the elbows off the back of the turbos. And these came up, and I found them, and Jesse helped me get them over. They were a hell of a find. Two elbows off a JTCC Group A car, so it's proper elbows. Like, I think it's flow formed, two-piece, TIG welded. I kind of had a feeling it might be that, but it's actually like mega thin wool and then internally ceramic coated. And they're 150 quid because no one else could find it. So that is absolutely amazing. And all the rest of the exhaust is just standard diameter straight or mandrel bends. So that saved me. Well, you couldn't make that, not really. I mean, you could. So it'd be a 5-figure project, I think. So they're good. Let me put them up here to get dusty. I've run out of other excitement. We could chuck this on. Fancy anyone? No, the mate Josh helped me get the window mouldings over. So I've got all of those. I got all the other bits from Nissan. Got it a fair bit cheaper than it worked out in the first place, but it was still way too much money. And now I have to wait for a bit for them to get fitted. I wish I could fit it myself, but it's one of the annoying things about this videoing stuff is you've got to put lights everywhere. You guys can, otherwise you can't see anything. Right there. How do you like that, huh? starting to get there, isn't it? Just need an engine, gearbox and all the wiring and all the suspension, and then we're even closer. That's alright, don't we think? Look, we've got some of this, all the good brands. Look at that. I will paint these. I'm not an animal. There's enough excitement with this. Don't need to think about whole cars at the moment. Let's jump back onto the cylinder head. I went in and I polished it. So since the last video, I got a load of these little 3M Scotch things on some Dremel bits, and just went in and polished it. It only took a day, so that's alright, isn't it? It only took another day. But they're really good. I just got some of each grade and worked my way up, and it's full on like Instagram level influencer mode. So that's alright, isn't it? And I've done that inlet and exhaust. So now I need to check the combustion chamber sizes, mit paraffin, double check them against my maths at home, maths plural, mathematics, maths, and then see if I need to take any out of all of them, see if I just need to balance them, and then do that, and then polish it, and then that should be the head done. There's loads I need to do, so let's stop talking, flip this guy over, and see about balancing these chaps out, huh? Every time I flip this over I think I'm going to cut myself on this. It's so sharp. I rebuilt an R1 engine once, and I think it's a Japanese thing. They just like to make every edge razor sharp. They don't deburr anything, they just really want to hurt you. So we've got that, got the pipette, we need a bit of perspex. Shane's got some perspex. I think he turned up to work late actually, so I can do what. Actually, this is my steel, so we're alright. I think we're still even, Shane and I, at the moment. He does have some rubbish lying around, but it is useful. Right, I've levelled the head off, that's the last thing that I've had to do. So it's dead level this way. You'd be worried if that wasn't level across all six. And then this way it's pretty level, maybe about 10% of the scale. So the idea is I can start filling from this end, and it'll definitely come out the kind of vent hole and fill up nice. Then I clean some valves up. I use these with a little bit of grease to seal it. Seal up all of those, and then put a bit of grease around the top there to seal this, and then we can fill it with paraffin. So I'll get greasy and put some plugs in, and then we'll see you at the paraffin bit. I had a bit of a moment. I got this far, and I thought, right, I've got all the valves, got my plate, I'm good to go. And then I thought, I threw all my spark plugs away when I stripped the engine, because I just kind of looked at them and went, ah. So I went to Matey Boy on the corner, and he's got a bin of crap like this, and he goes, yeah, just have a... So I had a look through, right on top, BCPR, perfect. But what are the chances of that? NGKR, made in Japan, lovely job. So I'll clean this up, chuck it in there. I think I'm just going to look at the one, just so I've got a number to put into put into my spreadsheet tomorrow, and then I'm going to go home because it's my birthday and I want to drink some whiskey. She'll go again. $67.2, so I can't really remember what that means because I did the spreadsheet so long ago, but I'll go back, check it, figure out if I want to take more meat out or if I just want to balance it and then go from there. That'll get picked up, no doubt. It's where is it? It's 0.8 cc less than I want it to be, but I found a great resource of Group A pictures, like someone in Japan who got a ex Group A engine and took it to bits, and there's loads of like really properly niche detailed bits that I didn't know about, but it had some good head pictures in as well, and I'm relatively confident how I'm doing the combustion chambers is exactly how they did theirs. So I don't want to. I think it's because my pistons intrude a little bit more than the Group A ones did. I don't want to compensate it in the head. I'd rather just take the extra little bit of CR, which still isn't high, especially these days, or potentially skim the pistons a little bit, or change the pistons for something else, rather than do all this to get the head accurate and then take a load of meat out of the combustion chambers pointlessly. So I'm cutting out another little template just to describe exactly where these quench pads get taken out to. I know I'm going to mark where the kind of radius comes up to at the end of the quench pad, and then I'm just going to tidy it up, measure it on cylinder 1. Is this cylinder 1? Whatever, this end. Do it, measure it, and then work my way down and just match all of them. And then I'll be happy. The head will be right. Just need some holes drilling in it, but be right. I've taken it out so it's kind of where I want it, and then I did a 120 grit with the little barrels, but I thought the polishing bit won't take much more out, so I think I'm going to measure it again, write it down, and then move on to the next cylinder. So we need to grease them up and do that again. So after spending a load of time cleaning up these, getting it exactly how I want it, thinking it will pull a bit more compression out, it hasn't changed it at all, so I'm just going to get on and do these and measure them all at the end, hopefully the end. Done that, I've tried to keep it as clean as possible. There's some bits right in the corner, but I reckon I can maybe get to it by hand afterwards. I need to do a bit more of this drummy stuff, but I've been die grinding for hours now. So I think I'm going to just, for sanity's sake, because it might take a while and I might have to go home afterwards, I'm going to check every cylinder now and see if I'm at least within a cc or something like that. I suspect it will be. The overall lesson learned from this is that a cc is a lot. So, but I didn't measure them before, so I don't know how Nissan did. I measured all those, as you saw before, with the confidence that they're all going to be pretty much the same. The first two were looking great. I was kind of thinking, yeah, 67.2 and then 67.1, that's a pretty good job. Then we got to cylinder number 3, 66. Oh dear. So I went home for a week. I do have to do a lot of house stuff at the moment, so this is priority 2. So I went home for a week and had a bit of a think about it, had a talk to a few people that are a bit more knowledgeable than me on this. If your inlets, for example, are sitting half a mil further up on one cylinder compared to the other, then that's enough to get a cc. But trying to get that sort of volume out of just that bit that I've removed is ultra difficult. So it's not that, I don't believe it's that. I think what's happened is, because I've used the same valves across all of them, they haven't worn to the seats equally and they're sitting up. The reason they haven't worn to the seats equally is because the guides on some of them are absolutely shagged. So I haven't looked at this yet, I've just been home instead because it's much nicer than this situation. So ideally your valves shouldn't move that much. So even if they're only opening, what do they open, like 10 mil or something like that? That's still significant movement. So that means that all of the exhaust valves can kind of wear differently. Update, put the right valves in number 3 and did another quick fill. I didn't try too hard with anything. It hasn't made any difference. So I don't know, I need a depth gauge really to measure where the seats are. When the fun stops, so I'm going to say the head's done, quench pads, combustion chambers came out really well, but I don't want to misbalance them because the valves aren't sitting right. So the best thing to do is to go, well done mate, you've done a great job of that. Put it in the back of the Audi, give it a month or something, I guess. I don't know how busy they are, and then we'll be able to build the engine up.